Hey everybody, 1223 here with a long anticipated video of the comparison between the high top Dietz Vesta on the right and the low top Dietz Vesta on the left. First off though, we'll kind of start with the similarities. They are both made for the New York Central system by Dietz, of course. I'll get to why I said Dietz, because you think about Dietz, but there's actually one other company that did make the Vesta before Dietz. But comparison, I mean, they're both the same model. You can see there's some pretty close design similarities, like just the shapes and whatever. But, I mean, really, besides the fact that the burners are interchangeable, there's not too much similar. There's nothing really too much similar about them. First thing you can clearly see, even with the handle all the way up, the black Vesta clearly wins in height over the short Vesta. The frame is taller, even with this one being bent, it's still taller. You can notice that there's some differences with the guard wires. You got just a single sheet of metal here on the sides versus you just have the wiring here. Plus, you have the double guards right here, and you don't have them on the other side. The later style high top Vestas did have these guards removed, and then it was just all wires around the bottom. So that's, I mean, they're a little similar there in that case. I don't think I'm going to be getting that version of the high top though. I just now noticed this burner, for some reason, is ribbed, and this one is not. I don't know what the deal is with that. That one might be a later version. Paint does not count. This one here is eventually going to get blasted anyway. This one's fine, just with its patina that's got on it. They both have embossed globes for their road name, if you look at them. Even though I personally think that the one on the right is a lot cooler, because it says New York Central, and I don't have the globe in straight. That bugs me. Yeah, I can actually have them backwards. But I will take the globes out to show you, but there is a difference in globe shape, which is kind of what I mentioned in my last video. Open up the top here. Pop the globe out for that one. Open up the globe for this one. If I can get the lid back. The lid's a little loose on the other one. Pop the globes out for that one. Now, they're both Vesta globes, and as you can see, totally different shape. This one here, this globe on the left is actually shorter than this one on the right. Yep, just by a little bit. Even though this one's not marked Vesta, it is a Vesta shape. This one here is not either marked Vesta. The later style globes would always be marked Vesta, whether they were etched or embossed. They were both made by Corning. This one oddly doesn't say USA on it, but actually yes it does. It says it down at the bottom. They were both made by Corning in the USA. No shocker there. Put them back in the way I want them. I actually noticed here that both of them are marked New York Central with the full thing here on the lid. I just now happen to notice. Push. Come on. Come on. Dang. Just one second. There we go. Once that thing gets blasted, it'll be a lot easier. Since this Vesta on the left is actually a pretty early short top, low top Vesta, it has a lot of similar marking qualities to its older brother here. There. But yep, I just now noticed here that both of them have New York Central fully marked on the metal lids on the back. New York Central, New York Central. Well, here, I'll actually show you that, since you can't actually get up and see it. If I get my camera off, come on, there. Right there. Right there. I also have noticed that the Vesta on the left is more dual purpose than the one on the right. At least maybe it is so because of it. But this Vesta, the handle can lock, but you can unlock it. This one, not so much. Though I think it probably did lock at one time, but I think the ears are a little bent on it. So otherwise, I mean, you could tell though that just by the models. Now, if I had the true original Vestas, it would look nothing like this, even though they were still cold blast. The original Dietz Vesta was took a number 39 size globe, which is hard to believe. Then, well, the original Dietz Vesta, I should say, took a number 39 size globe. There's actually one of those on eBay right now that is selling for good money. The last time it was at $100.96. Maybe I'll have to show you the differences. And it has a green globe on it, which I think is pretty neat. Then that first one was considered a railroad lamp. And it was bell-bottom too. The whole bell came down. Then the second Vesta that Dietz made actually wasn't even considered a railroad lamp. And it took a junior-sized globe and was kind of considered a non-railroad and a railroad lamp. Then they came out, totally redesigned the whole thing because they were just so expensive, and even though they still were after they redesigned them back in the day. Then they came out with this model. And that one remained in production for about 10 to 20 years, somewhere in there. And then they decided to shorten it, and then they decided to shorten it and do a couple little design modifications, and came out with that one. And that one was in production until the Vesta was finally production was finally stopped in the late 1940s. Vestas are known because they're the only cold blast railroad lamp ever produced. There were many hot blast and dead flame lamps. Dead flame lamps dominated the railroad lantern industry, but there were some hot blast. But the Dietz Vesta was the only cold blast lantern, which means a lot of people favored it because it was pretty bright in most cases. But the original Vesta was made by the Steam Gauge and Lantern Company back in the 1880s and 90s. And it took either a number 0 globe or a number 39 globe, or something that was similar to a number 6 globe. But it was a lot bigger, had a double guard, and it was still cold blast. But they were pretty high-end lantern, and they were kind of discontinued around the Dietz Steam Gauge merger. And then Dietz brought them back out when they renamed their own lantern, the Vesta. So the Vesta's got a long line of history behind it. But I will, though, show you the one Vesta that is on eBay right now, because it is quite different than its predecessors that you're seeing now. I'll just have to lower you down here. Okay. Get on here and shoot on to eBay, because this Vesta looks nothing like the ones that you commonly see. They're not. The Vesta that's on here right now is one of the rarest railroad lanterns next to the bell-bottom Vesta. The Vesta style that you see there was a short version bell-bottom model made that was apparently not very popular, and it wasn't made for very long, so it was very, very hard to find and very, very valuable. But you can see there's a bunch of different good Vestas on here, but those are all ones that you normally see. The real prize is yet to come, and you gotta be willing to, 14 bids on, and it's only got 3 days to go, $177.50. But you can see Dietz Vesta, tall, number 39 globe. Green Vulcan globe. But you can see here, though, it's got you can see where the handled evidence comes from on that lantern. The bell bottom, the green Vulcan globe in it. You can see all the dates in there. Right there in the middle is where the dates are. You can tell it's a cold blast. It's got the globe lift. On the top, USA Railroad Lantern, Dietz Vesta, New York. Got the green Vulcan globe. It's in pretty good shape, as you can see, just needs cleaned. That's how it comes apart. The whole frame stays together in one piece. The lid opens up for the globe though, which is right here. And then the whole bell comes out in the bottom. You can take the burner off, of course. That's how you have to fill it. Looks pretty clean. There's the close-up of the burner, which has a brass, which has this funny gear-shaped turn knob, and it has a brass burner cone, which is pretty high-end. A view on, this looks like the inside. Oh, this is the bottom of the bell, because the fount can come out. Or the bottom, inside of the burner, and it looks pretty clean. Or wait, no. No, that's the inside of the frame, never mind. That's the bottom of the frame. And then you can see here where it looks like there was some repair work done a long time ago. But otherwise, the Vesta looks nothing like the one that you just saw. So you can tell that the Vesta's had a long line of modifications done to it. So, take it back over here. But clearly, though, the Vesta has a long history of being a lantern that it is. But here, too, just show you a look outside of the effects of the blizzard of 2011. We had about 4 inches of snow on the ground before the blizzard, and now we have about 20 to 21 inches on the ground. Got dumped all within a 12-hour period. Had no school for 2 days straight. I just got back here on Friday, and I'm already going back on the weekend again. So, it's been a very interesting week, indeed. But the main focus, though, the arrival of the high top Dietz Vesta 1223 is getting ready to sign off here. But later today, a lantern should be arriving, and next week one more should be arriving. And while we're selling some stuff currently on eBay, we might be able to get a couple more lanterns, see if we can get some. Like ones that have been really annoying me, like a night watch, a high-low, air pilot, stuff like that. So, hoping to, I mean, we're pretty close to wrapping up the whole Dietz thing. There's not too many out-of-the-ordinary lanterns that I can end up getting for Dietz. Like I said, I'm going to start moving into other companies, Handlin, Adlake. In fact, actually, my next lantern that'll be here is probably Handlin. That's pretty amazing, very valuable. But Handlin, Star Headlight, Dressel, Adlake, you know, all those other big lantern companies I'm going to start moving into, and maybe eventually get a couple big time lanterns. But largely, I won't be around Dietz for too much. I mean, I'm pretty much got about all the common Dietz lanterns, because any of the rare ones, like how there's Dietz Baby on there right now, fetch well over into the hundreds and 200s, and the Baby was one of those $200 lanterns, because it's over 200 last I knew. So some lanterns mean you just got to save up, and then you're just gonna have to go all out on them. But right now I'm just trying to get caught up with everybody, because I'm sure there's some huge collections out there, and I want to end up being one of them. Because I'd be like the dude when I retire, I'd be like, sell my lanterns, and I'll have like a couple grand in cash, because they'll just get value over the years. So as more of them disappear, as more of them get lost, destroyed, whatever like that, that's where I will be. I'll have all the big time railroad lanterns. So, but this is all for now, though. I mean, you saw the comparison, and you see they're two totally different lanterns, but they come from the same family tree. So, this is it for now. Only 2 more lanterns left, and there could be some more on the way if we get enough money. But until some good grades come along for the progress report, the main bulk of the lanterns is done for now, and the big lantern convention in June. So there's gonna be some big things coming up. So this is it for now. 1223 out.